Welcome to Pyramid One World Radio Network. You can call in and talk to our hosts by dialing 60547257766, then dial the access code 60806 # and you're ready to be part of a worldwide movement to educate everyone listening to these shows. Let's begin dialing.
This is a Pyramid One International Network presentation. You know, all the time on Pyramid One, I have always introduced Jamie and his show. Always. All the time. However, listen carefully.
Hi, I'm Jamie Clark. I've been a psychic medium professionally for the past 16 years. Using my own abilities, I'm able to have such a variety of ways to assist others in so many effective, powerful ways, from helping lost people, lost animals, business decisions. I'm also a profiler for major corporations. I do psychic, I do mediumship, I do remote viewing, and a variety of other dynamics. With the psychic, I'm able to read your overall thought patterns and your constant attention to those thoughts that create an energy field. Anyone who's sensitive enough can feel those vibrations and pick up out of all of these infinite potentials of life experience, here is most likely what you have coming. Do you like it or do you not? I become a road sign. Within that, for the mediumship, I'm able to connect with our loved ones that have graduated to the other side. And through that, they give me personalities, characteristics, circumstances, and many other validating experiences and information so that you know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that it is your loved ones. That is the biggest gift that you can give your loved ones, is to connect with them like they're connecting with you. And it is all about love and teamwork. Years ago, in 2007, I was on a show called America's Psychic Challenge, and I had a great time with the premiere episode. I'm also working on a new show called The Unknown. Using my abilities, we're able to have a variety of different dynamics to share with you, from the psychic to the mediumship. So if I can be here for you in any way, come check out the site, see what you would like to do, email me, give me a call so that I can get in contact with you and give you the opportunity for us to work together. I'm honored to be of service to you. And again, as we grow together, this can be much more fulfilling, happy, and empowering. Let's do this.
So may I introduce to you, to the world, to everyone, Mr. Jamie Clark. Oh, yeah.
I like that. That's great.
And you were there. I told you, surprise, surprise.
You know, what's interesting
Every
is
once in a while, you know, many people that asked me about you and different things about you and how many things that you did. And I stand there sometimes scratching my head because, I mean, we've gone through so many things and such a wide range of things that you're able to do. I mean, I just said, here's the link.
perfect. You know, and your job, like mine, is one, to be entertaining, and two, share a little insight. If we can share some tools and techniques, get some different perspectives, that kind of a different perspective can give a lot of different information. And a lot of us are kind of reaching into our own souls to become more aware in a conscious way of who we are as a spiritual being. And a lot of people are waking up and having a lot of very interesting self-realizations about who they are as a being and their loved ones and their guides and a variety of other connections that they're all channels, all frequencies that we're all connected on. Your job is to be able to tune into those channels and get what's playing and interact with it. And not only that, but communicate. That language of the soul is through those feelings, and those feelings are worth 1,000 words and then some, so it's a much more effective communication. So, as you know, I always say I don't know anything, but I feel everything and I trust what I feel, which becomes the knowingness. And so I'm seeing a lot more people over the past few years making major life changes, career, everything. And, some of them are very, very abundant, a couple of billion here and there, that kind of stuff.
That's
And they're
awesome.
extremely successful, but they're like, no, I'm very successful in all that, but I want to do something else. And so more and more people are starting to not only do what, they're good at and what they have to do and then want to do, but also more of the passion, what they love to do. And that passion to me, whatever it is, that passion is what speaks to people. That's that energy connection to go, man, if you're that amped up like a crackhead for your stuff, it must be something good or you wouldn't be vibing so nicely. I'm like, well, thank you. I just do the best I can, but I can only do me. And then being able to find myself in life at a young age was huge. I needed that time to grow into who I am or the realization because we are all spiritual beings. It's all spiritual. But now placing that value first on myself so that I am self aware. Otherwise, I'm losing myself to life rather than finding myself within it. And just like you and I, Bob, we've been doing this for a long time, hundreds of shows on your
Yeah.
living library, and then many other people, but giving such a wide variety of tools, techniques, different perspectives to at least share. Like I say, hey, the more I know, the more I know. I don't know nothing, but I'll share that perspective. And if we can do that and give you some tools and techniques, it's going to be a much better planet, one person at a time. First, I'm starting with me, and then I let it ripple.
You know what I was going to say? We should have, we've done this so many times and we've helped so many, there are so many people that listen to this, not maybe right now, maybe later, maybe they'll pick it up off the archives. But I get little notes like, oh, you helped me a million times, this and that and the other thing. I mean, so many people that say they were helped by the show. The thing is, you don't see them, you don't hear from them. They're afraid to call on the phone. It's like, oh, I don't want to call the phone because I may say something I can't. I'm like, babe, listen carefully. But I mean, I'm serious. It's not only the shows and what you do, and that it's, what people think about after the fact. You know what I mean? It's like the things that they never would have thought of to do in their lives, but the show ignites that thought and brings it forward in their minds so that they actually start acting on something that they never thought they'd ever think of.
Not only that, they start realizing maybe I'm not that crazy. You're not one of them. It's like,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
everything's everyone's got the ability, and more people are tapping into their psychic abilities. And that ties in not only with our great show of what we have here, but with our other podcast, Psychic Evolution, where Maggie and I share tools and techniques. And we're expanding on that show as well. We've now gone international. We're in a number of other countries. And together with this show, we're going to hit this world in a beautiful, powerful way. And if we can give this insight, if I can help other people just by being myself through my own experiences and maybe giving someone else an opportunity to not have to go through the crap to get the information to go, oh, so now I can see that. For me, I'm lazy and I'm not stupid, but I don't need to go through everything to learn from it. As I always say, it'd be kind of like, well, I think I understand that if you touch a hot fire, you're going to get burnt.
Right.
Commonsensically, I don't need to experience it to have the knowledge of it. So I know what I do and don't want just by observing reality and how I perceive it. And there is such a shift in consciousness. So many more people are opening up. And this world is getting close to the tipping point of consciousness. That
Mm.
51% that is now going to open that neural soul way of communication and expand in. That's why you'll be seeing a lot more spaceships, lights floating and flying around, and all this stuff and many other movies. They've had it for a long time. But over the past year, there's been an amplified energy. Not only that, a lot of other government organizations in other countries are bringing all of these videos and all of the pictures and stuff of these brothers and sisters from elsewhere. And it's becoming a slow acclimation, but it's becoming so commonplace and so saturated. Go, oh yeah, one of them ETs or this one or that constellation. And so it's becoming commonplace. And then when you can do that and get them a little bit more used to that, because not only, with what I do, Bob, and we always talk about it, but the scientific studies that I do that we have now scientifically proven consciousness exists beyond bodily death. So, one, they put a team together to bring all of the heads of religions from around the world, for those who even choose to be a part of this, to go, ladies and gentlemen of all of these beautiful faiths. And notice they're all allowed. Everyone is allowed to be. That's because there's as many worlds as there are perceivers. But within that kind of a connection, basically, without going off onto the rails there, more and more people are waking up to their abilities, and I'm honored to be of service and help them to realize their own potential. To me, nobody needs to be fixed. Nobody needs to be saved. Showing that power within, become more self-realized and begin to live life more and survive it. And people like you and I, Bob, and John, and others, that this is not only what I do, but who I am. This is the essence of my being. I don't know how to be anything different. With that, I've had to find myself within life. And like I do, sometimes it could get a little lonely to go, is anyone else experiencing this? Because Lordy, I don't have a lot of people to talk to, which is a contributing factor why they love to listen to the show and not call in. They can vibe it with all the information, the other perspectives of people, to go, all right, let's see what this person's doing, because if they can do it, and they're not crazy. I was always questioning it because I thought you must be a little wacko. But now I'm seeing that ability, that psychic medium ability, is so natural. It's supernatural. Right, man. It's first nature, the essence of our being, not second nature. And so, Bob.
Aha. See, I'm just gonna bug you.
Perfect. Let's do it, man.
Always look at your message thing over there. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you something. We pass messages back and forth that I would not let anyone know what I just said. No, but that's okay.
That's what's fun, man. Exactly. We're
never say that, right? Okay, listen. We have somebody from area code 619, I believe it is. Who's on the line?
619 or 519?
Oh, maybe it's 519. It's you.
Hi, it's Melissa speaking, and I will call.
Well, see that? There you go. Here's Jamie.
Hey, what's your name?
Hi, Jamie. Melissa.
Hi, Melissa. Hey, how you doing? Good to hear from you. So, what's been going on? How can we be of service to you?
So, I'm here with my mother, and we're wondering what Spirit has to say for us.
Interesting. Are you looking for mediumship as well? There's a connection, and I feel like, and I'm sure that you and your mom have been very close, but I also feel like there's even more closeness to you in that kind of a relationship. And your mom, I like her energy. She feels very strong, very nice, but very straightforward, and doesn't necessarily take any crap. But within that, I also feel like, Melissa, that you're kind of reconnecting with yourself. I feel like you're starting to take yourself into consideration a little bit more. And for me, in my own awareness, I've learned that the more love, energy, attention, and compassion I give myself is no longer narcissism, it's self-realization. I cannot give what I do not have. And I feel like you, of course, definitely give to others, Melissa, but you're also learning the orchestration of life. I feel like this is your year of knowing how much time, energy, and attention to give the people, circumstances, and experiences. Okay, now we're going, instead of, and I got this going, and this, and this, and I'm not used to that. And do you have a father figure that's passed, which would be a husband to your mom?
Yes.
Okay, because I need to go. He's been standing here the whole time going, please just tell them. And he actually did say please, which I feel like is a pretty big thing for him. Make sense?
Tell them which? Mom. Daddy. Oh, like coughing?
Yeah, we can.
Hi.
We can hear her.
Oh.
That's your mom speaking to you?
Oh. No, that's me.
Oh boy. Now who might
me, myself, and I. Wow. That's impressive.
So
that was interesting.
Was it coughing? I didn't hear what my dad said.
Well, we have it recorded. I've gotten so good at here's the information and letting it go. Your dad, the father figure, and the husband to your mom apparently, was standing behind me as we got on the phone. He was already here, and he wanted to make sure, one, because I feel like your dad's a nice guy, but he's also very direct. I don't feel like he just throws a bunch of stuff out there. I feel like he listens and then he speaks. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a lot of personalities and characteristics, but if we can be pretty accurate, maybe there's something to this psychic medium stuff. And every Melissa is a psychic medium. Now, in addition, your dad appreciates you hanging out with mom, and he also says thank you for helping. Okay, so I don't have a clue what the dynamic is. We don't have to get into it, and I'm sure that everything is phenomenal. But for your mom to kind of allow other people to come in, he makes me feel like is a pretty big thing. Do you understand that? Does that make any sense?
Yeah. She's a proud lady. She's pretty sick right now.
And I'm not a doctor. I cannot diagnose in any way. But he also makes me feel like pay attention because you have an awareness of what's going on with her and that you might be taking her for either some more testing or some other dynamics to kind of move along. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. I'll be with her.
Okay. And tremendously, you're fantastic, and always give to mama, help other people. Just remember to kind of keep yourself included. Okay, because people don't always know how to help the one who helps everyone else. So you, like me, don't be a hypocrite. If you're going to help others, you better be willing to help yourself, man. Otherwise, you're like, oh, that's what you're supposed to do, Melissa, is help everyone else and not you. Got it. And you're like, well, not quite like that. So they need to know it's okay to be good for yourself. And then it's empowering. Because I feel like there's a couple of people in a good way, Melissa, in a good way, not a negative way, that they're wanting to see what you're going to do, how things are playing out. Because your mom's strong, okay? But also your dad makes me feel like, she might be getting a little tired, just a little bit like, okay, and just kind of releasing into things. Make sense?
Sure does.
Okay, so.
And she's going to be there for her?
I'm sorry, that kind of broke up. Could you say that again, Melissa, please?
He's going to be there for her?
He's looking at you like, really? Are you kidding?
What kind of hear that? Daddy, I wanted her to hear that.
Well, and the good thing is it'll be recorded so you can hear my big face flapping all that good information. But the great thing is if I'm accurate, Melissa, your dad in this case is great because all I'm doing is listening right to my awareness. I don't know you. I don't know anything about you or mama or your dad, but I got complete faith in what I receive from them. And it's usually, they're pretty accurate with that dynamic. So he's also like, remember to take care of yourself as he looks at you. Now, just one more thing. If you and or your mom have not been paid a visit from your dad since he's graduated life, you've got that coming up. The difference between a dream and a visit is the clarity. A dream would be like, I don't really remember, but I feel it. That's a dream. A visit will be ingrained in your soul. It'll be diamond clear. And he looked like, and we were talking about, I was there. He's like, your dad says, tell your mom that she smells him every so often. If she doesn't have a scent that triggers her to connect, he makes me feel like she does. Do you know, has she ever said anything like that?
She saw him peeking in. Because she's been very ill for months here. And she almost left us, and she saw him. And he's seeing everybody else. And now, she saw him peek in on her.
Okay. So again, he's going to be around to make sure that you know that no matter what, he's connected with you guys. There's no way, unless you would like him to not be there, he'll be there, man. And I got to say, because your dad, he's playful and all that good stuff, but he's also very strong. And for him to want to make sure that your mom knows, one, how much he loves her. Okay, so even if they couldn't stand each other and you're just asked about it, fine. But nope, it makes me feel like he loves her in a very powerful way. And not only that, because your dad's a great guy, but I also feel like he's very selective about who he hangs out with or who he did hang out with. So for him to want to make sure that your mom is a little more comfortable, and I don't know if you had to act on legalities in some way or maybe facilitation of some stuff, but your dad's kind of mentioning a dynamic of potential. So if you haven't had to do that, certainly fine, and I hope you don't at all. But for your dad to say that, yeah, I don't feel like he's going to say it unless there's a potential reason why that would be there. Have you been helping to facilitate things or orchestrate in some way, Melissa?
Yeah, I've been educated.
Okay, man, for some reason that I'm not getting the clear, it's breaking up on me. But have mom listen to this show, and you'll be able to get all of the information from whatever your dad's saying. Okay, and again, I'm honored, but I'm humbled. I just want to show you this is possible so you can do it for yourself. That's the key. The biggest gift is to connect with them like they're connecting with you, and truly, but a thought away, instantaneous. Because it's not like your dad's doing this. Some people perceive that our loved ones go, "Are you done brushing your teeth?" There's not anything better to do, man. They're having fun doing their thing. But as soon as you think of them, you're tapping them on the shoulder energy-wise. If they want to, they will come right in. Because you're not going to stick them. They're not made to come in and communicate. It's if they don't want to talk to you, they're not going to talk. And anybody coming through to me, Melissa, is only on the good channel, or I do not exist. I don't hope and believe I'm safe. I know I'm safe. If I didn't have that knowingness, I'd be, I hope it. Yeah, frick that. I've got that confidence, not cockiness. I've just done this 50-something years to make sure that I'm always safe. So as your loved ones are coming through, they get the credit. And pay attention. Where are you calling from? Where do you live?
Canada.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's
And
like,
what about work for me? I'm kind of worried about my work because I've been taking care of Mom.
There's a potential. Have you taken a leave of absence? Because I feel like it's just like you.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you extended that leave of absence?
I'm going to, but they're mad at me.
Well, yes, ma'am. You know, it's a challenge. The great thing is you're good at what you do. Challenge is they're not able to be as functional with that circumstance. And you know where your priorities are at the moment in this capacity. So the dynamic is if things are redirected for you work-wise, meaning they don't have the patience to continue waiting, if things adjust in that way, I do feel like a little ways down the road, okay, that another opportunity will be offered for you. Doesn't mean you have to choose it, but, and it doesn't mean that you have to, displace this job. But like you're saying, they're kind of challenged at the fact to go, well, you're good at what you do, so they need you. Challenges is you have to honor yourself too. Not only mama and the family, and of course you're professional because it's not just trading off, but for this, if you have to do that direction and possibly stay a lot longer, out of the company, if they let that go and don't hold the position, I do feel like that either they do come back or either way, another opportunity is offered for you when you're ready to. It feels more of like a kind of divine timing.
So my zen is I live on Lake Erie across from Ohio, Jamie.
Oh, ouch. That's cold.
Yeah, I'm from that area originally. Yes, ma'am.
I know where she is. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Hey,
Well, look,
thank you.
before you go anywhere, okay? If you got a piece of paper and a pencil somewhere,
I do.
I do. You are the best. Now, just write this down. Pyramid One Radio.
Okay.
Pyramid One Radio at
All right.
AOL.com.
Okay.
Send me an
Alrighty.
email, and I will send you a copy of this video.
You're so kind. Thank you.
And it'll be on YouTube, Annette, but it'll be in the Pyramid One channel, which I would have to send you another link. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to send you the other link too, and it just so you can go look at all Jamie's shows.
Oh, I love that. 2-for-1s are great.
Yeah, there you go. 2 for 1. Yeah, buy one, get me free.
Yeah. Hey, Melissa, and And not only that, if you get a chance, we also have a podcast called Psychic Evolution. So it's on pretty much all of the major play things for podcasts. If you want to tune in, again, it's called Psychic Evolution. It's Maggie and myself, and we give a lot of tools and techniques, a lot of insight, and we'll be taking some callers coming up in the near future for the shows. So we'll get you that information, and then if you want to be one of the callers, let's get you in and see what else Dad has to say.
You know what else I'm going to do,
I
Melissa,
love it.
just for you?
What?
When
Yes.
I get your email, I'm going to send Jamie the email so he can send you all the information about the podcast.
Cool.
What a lucky girl
So
I
see,
am.
that's buy one, get one free.
And not only that, look at the power. Melissa, you're just doing you. You're just being you. Yet look at how we're like, hey, if we can assist you in any way, here's some insight and information. You're like, holy cow, that was easy. Yeah, isn't it? Because you're working your tail off and doing the best you can. And it's not always easy because of that responsibility and that love that you have, that sometimes you have to kind of, do the best you can to orchestrate, which is what I was talking about earlier, how much time, energy to give things. So just make sure you save a little bit for you too, so that you don't go crazy going, no, I'm fine. Phew, I got 12 hours of sleep. I'm wiped. I just feel like, and so, it'll drain you. Not that you don't do anything, but, a minute or two at least, if you can, take yourself to the beach mentally, in a garden, any place, whatever feels good for you, so that at least you stay connected in some way with what you're looking for. Even just to sit and watch the trees sway, whatever it is, it's time and attention for you. As much as you're giving for others, keep yourself included. It's a good thing.
That makes sense. Thank you. I'm
Welcome, sweetheart.
reinforcing that.
Good. Cool. Keep going. You got this.
Mm.
Lots of love to Mom as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
Wonderful.
Now
To
you
as
can
well.
you can
Thank
stay
you,
in,
gentlemen.
you can stay in and listen if you'd like to, or hang up and I will. Don't forget to send me that email so that I can get you the information.
Oh, I'm right on it. I would love to. Thank you. Thank you again.
Bingo, you got
Okay.
it. All right.
Okay.
Bob, you're always awesome and excellent. Thank you for being so amazing and helping everyone else. You get all of the insight, all of the information beautifully. Like ding, 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 and I'm like do 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 do.
Just try to figure. No.
Thank
I
you
do
for being
things. I do
you.
things on a drop of a dime. So
Hey, and so what about this asteroid thing? Because I didn't hear about anything until I just looked at it. I didn't. I don't know if there was a video. Now I didn't play anything. I just read what it was, and so they're saying.
it was just one that they had reported is heading in our direction, and they're not putting it in the media. And of course, the media is not going to pick that up. It's going to be it. But what do they do? Want to do scare us more than they already did with a virus?
Well, and you're only a conspiracy nut until it's validated.
Now, you know what? I'll tell you something. Talking about that, I had a conversation with a bunch of people this afternoon about that. They said this consciousness thing, does that have anything to do with the virus? And I said, you know what? I says I can kind of sort of give you a two-way answer. And they said, what do you mean by a two-way answer? I said, well, the first way is yes. The second one is no. But yes and no. I said, consciousness, all this fear that's going out over the media and everything else, I said, that's going to build consciousness in fear. The same thing happened before the Twin Towers were hit. There was a huge consciousness balloon that went off. And people then were, of course, afraid. They became belligerent in a way. They became anti certain religions and things. All this worked backwards. So there's my no. My no is no, it has absolutely nothing to do with the virus. The thing that does have to do with the virus is survival. Survival's a whole different frequency. That has nothing to do with anything else. It has to do with us thinking about us. We are number one. Number two is everyone else. Can we think of everyone else? Can we think of the safety of everybody else? Our family, our kids, cats, whatever. Dogs can get it too. I mean, are we going to think about these things? Good energy. And that kind of stuff, and that is the kind of stuff that's going to end this virus.
Yeah. And so much more. so
Well,
much.
look at this way. How many people died last year from flu?
Ah,
40, 50, 60, 70, 80,000 people.
wow.
Yeah. That was the flu. That was something that they you go to Walmart's or not Walmart's, but no, Walmart's too. But Walgreens or CVS or any of those places, and that we'll give you this flu shot for free. Bam, and they stick you with it. I mean, seriously. I mean, and all those people that died because of the flu itself that was here in this country that we had it as a flu was, and I know if a doctor is out there and you want to call in, the number is 605-472-5765, the area code 608060 hash mark. If you want to call in, come on, correct me. I dare you. But in
Well,
another
validation.
right, exactly. A little validation, I'll take it. But you got all those people that died. Okay. But look at it this way. This is something that was right here in this country. And where'd you hear about it? Did you hear about it in the media and everything else? No, no, no. These people get sick. No, no. Those people are getting, this. People died. You got to get a vaccination, blah, blah, blah. It was no big thing. People got sick. That's what your mind said. Your mind said, oh, people get sick. Ooh. So that was about the size of it. Am I going to get sick? Oh, I'm not going to get sick. Whether they do or they don't, a flu can be conquered. You can get through it okay. If the flu starts like some of them did with like bronchial infections or some type of pneumonia or something, they actually have a pneumonia vaccination so
No,
that you don't
didn't.
start with pneumonia and then get the flu. They
Wow.
have these things out. However, trust me when I tell you, you got to tune into one of my other shows. If you knew what was in the vaccination, you would never, you'd run the other way as soon as you saw the sign for free. But the idea of this whole thing is this: live healthy, live happy, live in love. That's all you got to do. Your cells in your body are happy. When they're happy, you're happy. They work. They do their job. They get rid of these bacteria that we don't even know where the hell they came from in the first place. How did they go to all these? I mean, look, there's airplanes. People fly all over the place and everything, and they smile and they do their little thing on the airplane that they have their peanuts. Big deal. They go to where they got to go, and now they're spreading this disease all over the place. And it's even morphing as it's doing it. I mean, before they said, oh, well, if somebody sneezed or somebody, ate something that was in China, they're going to get it. Well, now all you have to do is touch something that somebody touched. Like somebody goes down a stairway or somebody goes down one of those, automatic stairways or something. You put your hand on it and then you go, oh, well, there's something in my eye.
Mm.
That's the easiest way to get anything is right through your eyeball. Or you're eating something and your hands are on the food that you're eating right after somebody sat at the table to put their hands on the table that you're at that wasn't cleared, cleaned. All these things, it's a head thing. You got to be conscious.
And that's a big thing for me. I'm kind of conscious in some stuff, but if I ever use the restroom and clean my hands, which I always do, but when I'm in public, I use that. I wash my hands, then I take the towel, dry them, and then I turn off the handle faucet. I open the
With the towel.
door. Yeah, freaking A right, man.
Yeah.
That's stupid. And then so, everything's set and I don't touch anything after I've been, cleaned up in that way. Then I'm out and everything's good and I can throw it away because there is a very easy contagious aspect to that. And, just every once in a while, they do have the technology to create viruses. And kind of along those lines. And things only matter as long as they're in the news. That's why they'll amplify it big time for a little while in the news. And then when it's gone, hey, did you hear? They're still frenzying. Manipulation is a very, very productive energy for the powers that be, so to speak.
Ah,
And
you
plant
could
those.
you could get into reptilians when you go for that one. There we go. Canada, by the way, Melissa was from Canada, and that a couple of people that were up in Canada and that do write me, and they tell me about the reptilians, and I also hear from John once in a while, and I see about the reptilians. The only thing I can say about them little buggers, bring it on. I mean, I'm ready for you.
um, Yeah, I know a few things in some ways about those dynamics. And they're not all little beings. There are some huge reptilian beings, 16 to 30 feet tall. That's freaking crazy. If you ever meet them face to face, it is freaky deaky. 10 years old, when I had my connection up north in Flagstaff and I met them, it was crazy in a very wild way. And I have always remembered what they looked like. The elongated jaw, no nose, just a couple of holes, no ears, just a little bump with holes in it. And the ones that I met, perfect teeth, pure white, and all of them are the same size. They're not different sizes like the ones that I've connected with. I don't know nothing for nobody else, but I have never in my life understood that kind of a connection, because when I was talking to the father, I didn't know that the reptilians have kids. I didn't know that they have like family aspects and a hierarchy kind of thing. Anyhow, with the being standing there, because when I was there standing, the male energy or the father figures you would perceive, it was here, and then the wife or the female figure here, and then there was two kids that were twins laying in the little pond that was right there at the walkway. And his energy, just, kind of like a relaxed energy like this, his energy was like a human in the most rage. And I'm like, how the frick is that possible? How is that possible to have that kind of an intensity? I was just like, holy crap. And then as he's talking to me, I see his perfect white teeth, and here's all I'm seeing. And I'm like, holy, he knew I was freaking out. And then became a shapeshifter. They are shapeshifters. It was like an invisible screen. He's all reptilian, freaking huge. Well, he's not that big. He's like 7.5 feet tall. Not the 20 or 30 feeters. But anyhow, within that, it was freaking crazy, because as he sensed that I was freaked out, it was like an invisible screen came down from up above. And as it kept coming down, he was all reptilian, but as it was coming down, human. I'm like, oh my God, they're shapeshifters, and they've been here a long time. And oh yeah, they never left.
Nah, they're still in Washington.
You'd be surprised
I wouldn't be surprised
at what positions they have placed themselves in around the world. Do not kid yourself. There's, they got a little bit of patience. They know how to work with humanity and, kind of manipulate consciousness to a certain extent. And so anyhow, without being a conspiracy nut, that's it, only until it's validated. I'll also tell you, we've been going to Mars for the past 30 years.
Yeah, well, that's an old story. We heard that one a couple of years ago. We heard that one.
And now, watch, they'll start to go, we found frozen water, we found this, and we found that. It's like, well, you got to acclimate. Because kind of like the soul phone and the scientific studies have done to prove the spiritual, not only is it that, but when our brothers and sisters are standing before you here on this planet, religion as you know it is gone. It is a whole different ballgame. Because when our brothers and sisters are here, then it's like, well, who's your God? Who's yours? A rose by the name is still a rose. It's all consciousness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have said, Bob, it's all consciousness, it's all energy.
Yep. You know what? What was I, the praying mantis? That's what Diane, the director, and that.
Yeah.
Well, she calls you. Said I was the. Yeah. Okay.
Yep, you're correct.
So I have to go like that once in a while so that she knows it's me. No problem. Yeah, I haven't crawled on any trees lately, but hey,
smart man.
You never know. Now, there were some younger people that I saw the other day, and they said, "Oh, you're the guy that talks to psychics." I said, "Okay." I said, "No." I said, "They're my best friends." So they said, "Oh, okay, they're psychics." Okay. So anyway, I said to them, I said, well, why are you so interested now? I says, in what I talk to. And they said, well, we've got some questions too, and these are millenniums, I guess I would call them. I mean, they're like in the between say 18 and 25. No, 27. The one was, yeah. Okay. Let me give you a couple of. It's like, oh my God. I said no. I'm going to bring these with me. Okay. What sign are you?
For me, Cancer. July 2nd is my birthday.
Cancer. You're October?
Kind of. No, it's actually July 2nd.
Oh, July. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm like, it's all good, man. It's all that energy.
That's
I've always
both my kids.
yeah, been a feeler. I've always felt things. I've always been connected to water.
Mm. That's me. Too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah. When we moved the studio net down here to Florida, Diane come down with me, and she said, "You're not going to get a place near water." Now I wouldn't. When I was up in the New York area, in New Jersey, and everything else, I was always near the ocean. I was always on the ocean. I left the ocean 3 months before Sandy hit, and so did the rest of the houses on my block leave.
Nice.
So, yeah. So no more oceans. Plus, when we came down here, she didn't want to go near. She didn't want to go near water because she said, the whole place will get blown away and will be, it'll be destroyed. So I said, okay, well, you got a point there because most of the storms hit Florida from either the east or the west. 3 days after we pulled in, and we were beginning to like throw stuff in rooms and everything else, here comes Irma, straight up the middle of Florida. Not the side, not the other side, straight up the middle. So we got hit pretty bad. But nothing happened to this place. We did our things. We did our asking. We asked for a few favors. We pulled in a few. We never asked for any favors before or anything else. She put salt all the way around the house.
What was her intent as she was putting the salt around?
Her intent was, to protect.
Exactly. Through salt crystals. And so apparently what happened, because your house still stood beautifully.
Nothing.
What about the surrounding?
The surround was ripped up. I mean, there was roofs. There were the wind was so fast it took people's siding off the houses. Wow. The siding was peeled off. I mean, at one point it was like 130 miles an hour.
Wow,
that's like that.
Crazy, scary.
We heard it, and that it was like we were up late, and that with this wind and everything, and we hear this banging like aluminum, like you pick a couple pans, and smack them together, one of those kind of things. Yes. I said, don't worry about it. Don't forget about that stuff. I said it's not us. She goes, how do you know? I said, well, number one, I am not going to walk out there to find out. Number two, I said it doesn't sound like us for some reason, because if it sounded like us, you'd if you put your ear to like a wall or something, no matter where you are in that building, you will hear it. It'll resonate through the wall. So
wow.
You'll hear whether something's connected to the wall making a noise.
Right. Yes, sir.
And it wasn't. You could hear the noise, but you couldn't hear the vibrations through the thing. So okay, so that was that. The next day we get up, and there's stuff all over. There's stuff in the street, the trees, the palm trees, the whole 9 yards, and it was a real big mess. So of course the first thing that I did was, okay, she put salt all over the place. Let's see if it worked. Nothing. One of the downspouts from the water drains, and that one had a 1/2 inch dent. That's it. That's where my neighbor's aluminum flew behind my house. One of them hit. Not even the screens. We got a huge Florida room back here. It's got like the thing in it all screened and everything else now. We need a TV out there and a stereo and a nice big chairs and the trees and the things inside. That whole 9 yards. The whole place has got this soft sand. Screen all around it. You figure something would go through the screen, right? Zero. Wow. People think that you cannot, that if you turn around and you hope and you ask for something, it won't come true. Just because they think it won't come true. I have news for all you people that are listening to this show. You are full of you know what. because it works. You have no idea how much it is. Believe what you're saying. First of all, I'll give you here. Love yourself. That's number one. Love everyone else. That's two. Ask for what you want. Don't beat around the bush. If you want a car, tell them you want a car. You need a car. I need a car because I need it for work. Don't say, could you? Don't say, what if? Don't say, could I? Any of those things, any of them don't work because you're screwing the whole thing. You're screwing the energy because whoever is listening to you is going, what the hell did they just say? They don't know. So you have to be short and sweet when you ask for something. Then, after you ask for it, thank them as if you just got it. Because you did. You did get it. If you think correctly, just thank and bless.
And feel.
And feel.
That reality. That's
Right.
huge. That's beautiful tools, Bob, because, I think I'm right there with you. For me, I want the practicality of spirituality, meaning, what the frig is this meditation manifesting in my life? Otherwise, why am I doing it? Same thing with the energy read. You could feel all you want, but if you don't get an outcome, what? What's your reference to what you're feeling? That's a huge dynamic. And seeing when people can go, well, no, I've seen your place. There's no dents, nothing, but everything else is around there. You created a cocoon effect of energy vibes. Nothing pretty much was going through that. Now, was there any other neighbors that might have done their own energy work of safety? Was there anyone else that stood, okay?
No. This is not just this building, but the house part and the Florida room and everything else. Everybody around here, outside of like where I am, because I'm in a lot area, and that if you go down the block from that, there's all the residents and that are big homes and things. Those people, I mean, I see them because they have dinners and that around here sometimes, and they have all kinds of crazy things.
Cool.
So I go down to to talk to anybody down there, that wants to talk, and the people that are down there and that they tell me about all the things about their life and everything else, and yourself and that when somebody starts talking, you start extruding things from their conversation. You know what I mean? You get to know a person better than they know themselves when they're all done.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just something, there you go with the feel part. Like if somebody's talking, I can feel what they're feeling without them telling me because I know where they're coming from.
Exactly.
Those people, none of them seemed like the only thing they were scared, they were worried, they hoped. That's the closest they got to what we did. And most of that was your fault anyway. To top it all off, you and Dr. Turi.
Okay.
He's a French. I think he lives somewhere in that area, or Texas maybe now, but he's French, and he's an astrologic type person.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
Nostradamus and him are like this.
Okay. Yep. I understand now. Yep.
Okay. So I mean, and he's been on the show too, a bunch of times too, and he's amazing.
Awesome. Well, we should have him on sometime.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun?
Oh, I got a lot of questions. Oh, yeah.
Go look it up, and that when we're done with the show, and Dr. Turi, Turi.
Okay. Good. Yep. I'll check him out.
The things that we were talking about too. Another thing that we were talking to people. Let me see now. There was another one. One of the questions was, what can you share about your first or most fascinating reading to date?
Oh, man, I have had so many. I am so honored. And I have seen so many different dynamics of spirituality. I will just say one case that stood out for me was also in a way of what we perceived as taking your own life, okay, or the act of suicide. And in particular one, and I've shared this before, but it was powerful. A client, very lovely lady, was pregnant and she lost the child. And because she lost the child, they started to do some studies, let's find out what's going on, if there's something happening, okay, so that this may not happen again. And after the baby had graduated and things were adjusted, the mother went for testing to see if there's anything that was going on. And they found that her heart valves were challenged. Had that baby been brought to full term, the mother would have died.
Ouch.
Now, what that brought up for me is because I was also starting to do mediumship with the little baby who graduated. In this case, it was a her. And so what it was understood is that little baby, that soul print of consciousness, because we're all souls in consciousness, but knew that physical circumstance would have happened had she been brought to full term. On that beautiful child's own decision, she chose to exit that physical body, which in turn became the catalyst for her to study what was going on. Now, not only that, as I was doing the mediumship and connecting with the information, the little baby was giving me the fact that she was going to come back to the same mother after she had been healed. I talked to her a little while later, and she had a baby girl. The very essence of what that baby said before she was even born was like, no, I'm coming back. It was just that circumstance. And I'm like, oh my God, that action in this case, because we perceive the act in many different ways, but that became life-saving, not life-taking, life-saving. And for them to go around that roadblock, because again, the mother would have died had she brought that baby to full term. So once the mom was healthy, the baby was born again. Now they were able to have a healthy, normal life. And that soul connection to go, holy cow, that child had been within her a couple of times. That is huge, huge. And knew from the other side what was going to take place. Created psychically, because she said it before it happened. Isn't that psychic? Right. That's the point. So, hey, John, what, it just happened just now?
Yep.
An earthquake?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
9 point something?
Okay, can you hear this? This is serious. 9.0 earthquake, 22 kilometers deep, just at Honshu, Japan. Honshu, Japan, just been hit by a 9.0 earthquake. I'll start looking for the epicenter now. So just carry on. I was going to go mute again.
Yeah, for those of you that are watching this video, and that the person that you're watching with the CRT shirt on over there is the director of Pyramid One Radio South. He's in Australia.
And an awesome gentleman. Definitely.
My best buddy. My best buddy. So we just had an earthquake. Okay, so there's more energy. See what I told you about the energy? There it is.
It's rocking and rolling, literally. Like, oh, Lordy. But it's those kinds of dynamics that will shift the consciousness. Because just right now, during this conversation, this show, it happens. A 9.0. That's pretty devastating, more than likely.
Nasty.
And so those kinds of shifts in the tectonic plates can also trigger other things to happen in other locations. So it's kind of a rippling effect. There might be a potential, because as soon as I'm vibing with that earthquake, without being too general, because I know there's a lot of what to follow, but there might be another area or another dynamic in the ocean that is hit with that. And I hope in no way does it create a big wave, but there's a potential that something could shift in a way that it is the catalyst for something else to happen.
Okay, Jamie, it's off Honshu. It's basically lined up with Sendai. Fukushima might get hit again. Sorry, this is quite major. Could be a tidal wave heading for Fukushima again.
Oh, you know it? There's a big wave.
No, I'm just looking at it. It's a 9.0. This is a major event. Like, this is maybe just as bad as last time for Fukushima. All that radiation might get washed out to sea again.
That's where they have a problem with the radiation water.
Yeah, they can't contain it correctly. So I think the northern, it's nowhere near Tokyo. It's Sendai. It's in line with that. So if everyone goes to news items, CNN, you might see some action, and Hawaii, what's it, tidal wave centre might be issuing warnings right now. Or, oh, this is maybe the event Jamie was talking about for East Coast, but maybe East Coast Japan. Another 20. What's the last time the earthquake happened there? Was that a 2011 or event?
Yeah, it was actually, I think it was last year or so that I received that information. Now, the interesting thing is, and Bob, and John, a very good point, because that could be a potential. It does not vibe with the same energy vibration. There's going to be something else that's more devastating. And just from what I've been shown, but I have not had that kind of clarity before. What I was shown in my big head was everything that I was shown was burnt. There was only fire and ash, no buildings, no trees, nothing at all. It was freaking freaky. And then right up above the big old picture in big numbers, very clearly, 2029. Now, I dropped a line in when I received that to a gentleman who I was trained by for remote viewing. And he never got back to me. So, there could be a reason for that, because whatever this is, it doesn't necessarily devastate the whole planet, but it will more than likely encompass a very big area of that. And I didn't know that was already going to be a potential wave that was coming, because I'm like, man, that stuff's going to ripple for the Japan thing that just happened. There's something else.
It's funny you said 2029? That's what I told our media director
About
2 days ago. What's today? Today's Tuesday? Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday. They were talking about all these elections and everything else. Now, of course, there'll be another one in 2024.
Yes, sir.
All right. So you got that one that's going off. And then the next one after that is 2930. We're talking whatever happened in 24 caused a war that happened somewhere in between 28 and 30. There's your fire.
Yeah. And it's got more to it than that. There's also a natural vibrational pattern to it. So very interesting. And for you to be talking about that and drop into your head, man, is like, ooh. And specifically 2029, again, it's a very strong vibration. However, what does that tell you? If I pick things up, right, because it hadn't happened yet I'm picking it up, that future is already there. So it doesn't obliterate it, or we wouldn't be receiving it, to me, is the point. I will also tell you, that little remote viewing stuff that I enjoy doing, it's fun to saunter through the soulscapes of experience. But that this planet does stay intact, and many, many, many years down the road, there will be a tremendous thinning of the herds, literally down to about 350 million people, earthlings on here. However, during that time, we'll also be on Mars and a variety of other aspects. They have found so many planets in the Goldilocks position, not too close, not too far, just right. And again, it's the acclimation. Many, many of those worlds have been found.
Yeah, John, we're getting close to the end of the show.
I'm just going to say there's quite a bit of information Jamie's correct on, but there's a lot of new information I'm going to discuss with him offline. So we'll take it up at a later date. I don't want the public to actually hear this just at the moment until Jamie and Bob and I have discussed all this.
Yes.
You know what we could do? John? We could do an offline podcast.
Yeah, perfect. So if you can set that up, we'll do an offline one.
I have no problem with that at all.
I think it's very important to do it right now, but I'm going to let this show just come to an end and we'll discuss it offline. Thank you.
I want to also remind everybody that is listening, if you want to come into the show like Melissa did, all you have to do is dial 605-472-5765, access code 608060 #. And that's it. You can come in, you can talk to us. That's what these shows are for. You've heard the different things that we've talked about during this show. It's diverse. You actually set the rhythm of the show. where the show goes, how the show goes. I was a musician for 39 years. When I say rhythm, I'm not messing around with nobody. You know what I'm saying?
You know what you're talking about. Yes,
I
sir.
know what I'm talking about. No problem. So I'm serious. I mean, these kind of things are good. Jamie is someone who I know for my life. I mean, it's like that long, just about.
Yeah.
He's
And other
a
lifetimes.
brother from another mother. I know. One of those things.
Yes, sir.
And you got to come on, open your mouth. 3 weeks. What's going on?
I am getting married.
Yeah.
Yes. God
Yeah.
bless her. Maggie, yes, thank you. I am so honored and so excited. Everything has come together beautifully. And with that, it's so amazing to have this kind of a great relationship that we found ourselves within it, not lost ourselves to it. And for Maggie to have her own spiritual awareness, her own abilities and talents, and I've got mine, we have that as a great relationship of empowerment, not negation. And, it's so much fun. And I am ready to have this next phase of life with her. And we also have a number of other projects that we'll be doing with Mindsight Entertainment, our production company, and Psychic Evolution, which I'd like to get you guys on the show and do a show. Let's do an episode. Let's bring this into
Easy. Oh, look, we got cameras. We've got everything we need. I mean, I can control everything from here. No problem.
Yeah, perfect. So, let's kind of work on that, see if we can set it up so that we're all in the same place at the same time kind of thing. And let's do this.
There we go.
John,
And anybody wants to write into the show, I did give out the address. We have a separate address, pyramid1radio@aol.com. Everybody knows AOL. So I use an address that nobody can forget. pyramid1radio@aol.com. Just write me whatever you want. You want to curse me out? Go ahead. I don't care. Somebody did already. So
is that me? Or is
I don't know. It might have been John.
Oh, hey, Bob and Jamie, I'm going
Yes,
to
sir.
rewrite the whole website tonight. I'm actually going to try it first. I've never tried before. I'm going to do a channel website tonight. How about that, Jim?
Okay.
Now that's going to be cool.
It's
Yeah.
going to be different, isn't it? So I'm going to let whoever's coming through do the website tonight.
Awesome.
We'll see what appears on the screen tomorrow. It's going to be different.
That's awesome. And thank you for keeping us included in this. That's huge.
Yeah.
And
This
just
is Bob's IP address one, though. We're going to do a separate, and then we're going to switch over to it.
okay. All right, showtime. Let's do this.
Yeah, I'm a webmaster, so this is quite technical. I'm going to sort of just go meditate tonight, and I'll see what comes through. I'll do
Good.
it on the fly. I'm not just going to write anything down. I'm going to start writing it. I'll see how it all comes out.
See what you pick up. Yeah, that would be excellent. See if we can get any attunement of this. Yeah, that'll be awesome. And, being able to see it, ladies and gentlemen, on YouTube, Bob's got his channel. We've got a lot of connections. You can play this again and again and again as much as you would like. And you've got a living library to pull from with many other shows.
Oh, yeah.
But people like Bob and John that are here to make a difference, that's huge. And I'm honored to be a part of this team. And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, that's how quickly life can change. Just like that in a moment. So I'm honored to be able to connect with all of you in every way that I can. And not only that, that we can do this as a team, as a planet. Little by little, we're empowering ourselves, not disempowering. And so major shifts like this will, for me, that's a reality check to go, okay, take it into, if I were to graduate now, okay, I'm glad because there's not going to be, I wish I would, I wish I could. I'm glad I did. And to be able to honor that for myself is a huge thing to be able to say. No regrets kind of thing. All right, let's get together and then we'll connect with that.
Okay, guys.
Let's put it
John.
up. John, thank you, sir. Lots of
Yeah.
love, man.
Hey,
Got it. That's awesome. Yeah, let me know what you pick up on that. You got my number.
yeah, sure, Bob.
There you go.
Love and light. Oops.
And as I always say, God bless y'all. Bob Charles.